everyone. How has your week been? I don't know about you, but this week has been a little surreal for me because it's Holy Week. At least it's supposed to be Holy Week, but it doesn't feel like it because there are certain things we won't be able to do together. The way that God had intended us to be in community as His followers. If you think about it, there are people all over Holy Week. Palm Sunday, there's crowds. Maundy, Thursday, Jesus is gathered with His disciples. I mean, for some of the most intimate conversation that we get between Jesus and the 12 that He called. Good Friday, tomorrow, tons of crowds, but a whole different environment than Palm Sunday. And then on Easter, it's just really going to be hard not gathering with you guys. So while today's Maundy, Thursday, I thought I'd just spend a little bit of time in the Gospel of John with you. A small portion from John chapter 13. You know the story, and I invite you sometime today to just read John 13 by yourself, with your family, with your spouse, whatever it might be. Here's the portion I'm going to read for you. John 13, verses 12 and following. When Jesus had washed their feet and put on His outer garments and resumed His place, He said to them, "Do you understand what I've done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you're right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you also should do just as I have done to you." And then a little further on into verses 34 and 35, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." And that love has action. So Jesus, you know the story, He's washing the disciples' feet. It's probably not a new concept to you from Maundy, Thursday. But what I've always discovered is that washing feet is not necessarily something that people just jump to do. I know last year at Christ Victorious, when we offered to wash your feet, a few of you took me up on it. But feet can be kind of embarrassing. One thing I joke around with my kids is how stinky their feet are. When they're running outside and they've got wet shoes because it's their outdoor shoes, and they just kind of stink to have your feet bare. And a lot of people are embarrassed about their feet. In fact, with mine, I stubbed my pinky toe, and so it's a little black and blue. Feet can be a very weird thing for people, and they can stink. Now that the weather is getting warmer, my kids want to play outside, and the other day when it was particularly warm, they were running outside all barefoot. And when they came inside, I said, "We've got to clean your feet." So I gave them a rag similar to this one. And if you notice, the rags get dirty. But Jesus didn't care about dirt. And what He did is He took the posture of a servant and He washed their feet. I mean, stinky feet. That's a very humble place to be, but it's a display of love when you care and you desire to be near what can be sometimes the crummiest, dirtiest, stinkiest part of somebody. But Jesus said that people know that we're His disciples, that we're His followers, when they see the love that we show. And that love isn't just an emotion or feeling, it's an action. It propels us into action. What I invite you to do, an experiential element, and being your family, so even though safe at home, this will work. What I want you to do is I want you to wash each other's feet. And I can already hear the kids going, "Ew, that's gross." What I want you to do, find a basin of water, find a towel, and wash each other's feet. Whoever wants to go first, if you each want to turn, that's fine. Your feet will probably be pretty clean after that. But I want you to keep in mind as you wash those feet, what was it like, not just for the disciples, but for Jesus to serve in that way? And as you wash one another's feet, be mindful that Jesus is familiar with the dirtiest, stinkiest parts of you, and He makes you clean. That's what this week is all about. So go ahead, wash each other's feet as we continue to go through this week following Jesus together.